Decades have passed, but the memories are still strong.
When war engulfs your life, it's something you don't forget, even if it happened more than 60 years ago.
Tonight, we have the story of one unforgettable day for local World War II veterans.
11 News anchor Len Cannon was there.
6 a.m. at Bush Intercontinental Airport. What looks like a presidential motorcade arrives at Terminal E. These are not tourists on these buses, but they are going on a journey. 111 men and women getting up in years. Senior citizens you might ignore on the street, but on this trip, they are treated like royalty. They are members of a unique fraternity whose membership is quickly shrinking. They are veterans of World War II, most of them from Texas, who fought in the Pacific and Europe.
What does this trip mean to you?
This is my last hurrah. This is probably the last one I'll ever make.
It will be a 20-hour day. Some are not in the best of health, but they came anyway.
I got all kind of problems, but I said if they take me and I can make it, I'm gone. And here I am.
They are bound for the nation's capital to see the war memorials while they still have the strength. The trip is a gift from students and citizens in Montgomery County who raised the money. So, in the shadow of the Washington Monument, they made their way to the World War II Memorial.
Thank you for your service. Welcome to your memorial.
Granite pillars represent each state. The Texas veterans crowded around the Lone Star pillar. And we followed Lovey Johnson. He's now 95. He joined the Army in 1942 and served in Europe. It was a very different time for African Americans, but wearing that uniform was an honor.
Well, it mean a whole lot. And I went overseas. I couldn't vote.
When you went overseas, you could not vote.
I fought over there, and we couldn't vote.
Color. Many of these veterans were only teenagers when they entered the service. This trip truly takes them back across generations. Now, men and women in the twilight of life, remembering a defining moment in their life.
Forward! March!
Some of these vets served in not one, but two wars. Leonard Tuke was a Navy fighter pilot in World War II and the Korean War. He was shot down in Korea and held captive for 2 years.
It has quite a bit of emotions to it because a lot of, it's been 50-something years and he comes back. The gray area begins to get black again. You don't want you walk around and look at this and what it represents.
Private Bill White joined the Army when he was 19. He was in France during the Second World War. He says he rarely talks about the experience, but he talked to us about the memorial.
And I was extremely impressed with that. I thought that was very thoughtful and very well thought out. And I was proud of that. And I'm proud of the service I had.
Private White returned from the war and raised two sons. One of them is now the mayor of Houston.
We appreciate what you did.
One author called this group the greatest generation. There was great sacrifice. An estimated 450,000 Americans lost their lives.
Good members and bad. We met a lot of good people. There's not many of us left. We did the best we could.
Thank you for your service.
Fantastic.
The journey to Washington reminded the veterans of a nation's gratitude. For many, it may be their last trip to a place with memories of youth, danger, and sacrifice. In Washington, Len Cannon, 11 News.